All right, we are spinning and spinning. Let's see if we make it live. Good afternoon, good morning. How are you doing today? I hope all is well. I just threw on some EndoFlex, put it all over my throat. It's good stuff. I hope you are well. So today we are doing one of our brand partner chats, and it is a class I've done quite a few times in the past. I don't know if I've ever done it online, but it is skipping past excuses and finding your yes. And this is going to apply not just to your business, but it's going to apply to all of those things that you're trying to accomplish that we make all the excuses for. So while I'm waiting to make sure other people get online, I'm putting on my oils. I'm grabbing some abundance because y'all know I love my abundance. If you're one of those that's constantly saying, I just don't have enough time, you need to grab abundance and time, and you need to put that on and take that abundance and say, man, I have an abundance of time. You share it. I've got more than enough time. I've got time to go around. I've got more than enough. I'm just saying, those weird little things we say, our cells believe every single word we tell them. So if you're constantly saying, I'm so busy, I don't got time to do anything, your cells believe you, and I'm telling you, they work together. What is that happening? Why is this so jiggly? Oh, goodness. It's been so funny as I'm losing weight, the differences that I'm seeing in my body and different, I'm like, when did that happen? I've been doing the treadmill since I can't do the pool because the water's just too cold. I've been on my treadmill, and it's been really fun. I've been recording it because I keep thinking, I need to share. I need to go on TikTok so I'm accountable, because it's so important to be accountable for something to someone because it makes you follow through. So I've been doing it every day, and I keep thinking about doing it. I haven't got the gumption to actually share it yet because there's a lot of things that jiggle when you're on a treadmill, just in case you're wondering. It ain't cool. Good morning, Miss Donna. I am not alone. That makes me quite happy. I'm also going to throw on some Envision. So I have done EndoFlex, Abundance, and now I'm doing some Envision. Abundance and Envision are I do them multiple times every single day because I got all these things that I'm just putting out there. These are the things that I'm putting out there, and I'm tying them to these two oils, things that I want to see that increase in. So today, excuses and all the things. So we're going to come at this from a couple of different directions. One, we're going to talk about the excuses that people make when we're sharing Young Living with them, when we're out there doing the thing and we give our heart and we tell them all the things, and then the excuses on why they maybe don't sign up or don't enroll or don't purchase. So we're going to talk about that stuff, but then we're also going to talk about the excuses that our team members or even us that we make on why we're not building and why we're not sharing. And so I did it very scientific. I went to people on my team that aren't building and sharing right now, like people that I know wanted to, and I said, why? I'm getting ready to do a class. I need to know all the reasons. And so I took all kinds of notes so that I could find out why, and then how can we turn that around to see some success happening. So we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to talk about excuses in general and why it is that we make excuses. We call them reasons, but they're just an excuse. So we're going to start with that. What is the reason behind using an excuse or a reason instead of just saying the facts? Yes, no, maybe, whatever. Why do we use an excuse? And the reason why we use an excuse/reason, even if we're like, it's a really good reason, it's still an excuse why we didn't, with me choosing to get on the treadmill every day since I can't swim. Well, swimming was really easy. I love swimming. It's fun. That's the first thing I wanted to do every single day. It was my thing. Every afternoon, it was the reward I got for doing the things I had to do during the day. So swimming was fun. I do not look at getting on the treadmill as a fun activity. It is not swimming. It is not going in the pool and playing with my babies or doing laps and all the things, right? So for the treadmill, it's the first thing I have to do after I go to the bathroom. When I brush my teeth, I get on the treadmill so that I don't have time to make an excuse. because we can excuse away everything, even if it's something that, like, I totally know I like the fact that I'm walking again, that I'm able to move, that I'm not in a wheelchair. Like, there's so many things, and if I don't do something from September to, when can I swim again? June-ish, May-ish, June-ish. That's a long time of not doing movement, and I'm going to lose everything I gained. So I have to make that a priority. So I'm choosing to take away any opportunity to make an excuse, i.e., later in the day, my body gets tired. I have MS. It's still a piece of my world. So later in the day, I wouldn't do it. So if I wait until 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm going to say, I just can't. I'm too weak. I can't be on it. And I'll get off and I won't stay on long. So I choose to take away the opportunity to make an excuse. I do it first. I go potty. I brush my teeth. I walk. And then I take my time for prayer and gratitude. I know it's horrible because that's always been my first, right? But here's the thing. I know I'll do my prayer and gratitude time. I know I'll take time for that. But the walking, I don't know. So what I'm trying to do, my goal was to do 3 minutes a day. Don't judge me. I know some of you guys do marathons. For me, physically walking and holding my own body, I've been in physical therapy for a while because I was in the wheelchair and didn't do anything. So my goal was 3 minutes. The first day I got on, lo and behold, I did 6 minutes without my oxygen. I was blown away. That's double what my goal was. So I didn't realize how much of a difference doing that swimming every day was making. So I take away the opportunity to make an excuse. So I just do it first. Now the goal is to get on a second time every day. I'm not going to be disappointed in myself if I don't. And so far for the past 4 days, I've done it 3 times. But that's what you have to do with something that you're like, this is what I want to accomplish. You have to make it where it is a non-negotiable. I'm doing that first. Just like every Sunday, we do prep for our meals. I don't prep full meals, but I prep all of our produce. We buy huge amounts of produce. We're big produce eaters. And we chop up all of the greens, and we chop up all of our carrots and our celery and our broccoli and our cauliflower and our cabbage, and we prep, clean, chop, dice. Everything is ready. It's in the refrigerator. And then I even go a step further. We use two cup ramekins, and we make salads, and we put all of the veg in there, and we smash it down, and it's just this huge airtight because it's super full of veggies. And we'll put 15, 16, 17 of them in the refrigerator on one side so that we have instant salads when we need them. We have instant produce when we need them. Everything is ready, so there's no excuse not to eat healthy. It's all prepped. It's all ready. We have it going on. And as stuff starts to turn, because I've had people go, but that's wasteful. What if you don't use it all? That's okay. All produce, so you know you can freeze. So if I've got more spinach that I'm going to use that week, as the week gets on and I'm like, okay, this stuff's starting to turn, I just throw it into little containers and I freeze it, and then I put them into smaller containers for quick soups and all the things we make. So I set myself up so there's no excuse. When you're talking about changing your life and being healthy, we have to do that. We have to make it a priority. And when we talk about this, and we talk about the food and the exercise, everybody right now is going, of course, that's what I do too. That's my plan. That's what I do. And we're like, oh, makes sense. But now I want to take the turn. What about your business? Do you make it non-negotiable? First thing. The first thing, do you make it non-negotiable? Or is it one of those things that you let slip because you do it later, or you make it where it's not as convenient and you don't put a priority on it? You have to give it a priority. If you're here right now and you're like, you know what, I really want to go star. I want senior star. I want it so bad. I want executive. I want silver, gold, whatever it is. And you're like, I want it. Then you have to set the priority and make it important so that you don't let it slip to the side, because otherwise it's super easy to excuse it away. Again, it's a reason. It's a valid reason that I can't walk in the evenings. It's a valid reason. My body is weaker. I am not as strong in the evenings right now. It's just, that's where it is. So I had to change the order of what I did so I could make it that important. And you could do the same thing. We're going to talk about some ways that you can change the order of your day, the thought process, your to-dos, so that you can make it where your to-dos get to done. Because isn't that the goal? We make these to-do lists. We want to get all the things done. So changing that order, I'm telling you, it's so important. And then here's the other thing. We make an excuse for things because it's painful to be honest. It's painful to say, you know what, I am too lazy. I do not want to get up and walk on that treadmill. I don't want to do it. I'm too. It's painful to say, oh, I really do want to eventually go diamond at some point in my life, but I don't want to go talk to people. I don't like being around people. I don't want to go out there and do that. It's painful to say, I want to see a change, but I don't want to do the thing. So instead, we come up with an excuse. We say excuses like, I just really don't know anybody. I can't build Young Living because I don't know anybody. That's easier than saying, I don't want to have to find new people. I don't want to have to go talk to new people. I don't want to have to put myself in a position where I'm going to meet new people. It's easier and less painful to say, there's nothing I can do about it. I just don't know a soul. That's an excuse. Because there's millions of people out there, like millions. If you go out there, I'm pointing out my window, but if you go out there, there's people. And there's people that are desperate for what we have. Desperate for what we have. So you can't say there's no people, because what? The people are out there. And it's easier to say, I don't know anybody, than it is to go meet the new people. It's easier to say, oh, please don't take offense. It's easier to say, I'm just so busy, Shannon. You don't know. I am far too busy. I really want this, and I'm going to do it at some point, but I'm just so busy. I want you to know that's an excuse. And don't hate me. I love you. I really do. But if you're busy, that means you are already out there where the people are. You're already out there. It takes 2 seconds to say, oh, here, try my peppermint. Here, try my peppermint. It's so good. To chit chat when you are around all those people because you're so busy, it takes seconds. It takes seconds to actually share your product or share your oil, because I am telling you, if you will pay attention to what people are saying, they tell you all the time what they need. They tell you, they're talking about their headaches, or they're busy, or their neck, or their throat, or their whatever. They're telling you about their kids not sleeping. They're telling their stories. You just have to speak up. And I'm going to do this one too. Ready? Part of the reason we don't speak up is because we're worried what they're going to think. If you have a friend who's telling you about their kids who aren't sleeping, or who are having a hard time in school, or any of the different things, and they're telling you because they don't know what to do, they're frustrated, and you in that moment have the opportunity to say, oh my gosh, girl, have you tried Root of Allah? Have you tried Sleepies? And when they go, what is Sleepies? It's a roll-on that is absolutely amazing for helping littles be able to get to sleep. Oh my gosh. It took a second. That's all it took. They already told you what they needed. They're already talking about it. And you, in 1 or 2 sentences, can share that. Now, I don't go into a whole class on sleep when I'm talking to somebody in that second, but you're busy. You're already out there. You're already talking to people. So you're using it as an excuse instead of saying, I just don't want to. I don't want to talk to them. I don't want to tell them. I don't want to have an answer for them. I don't want them to think I'm trying to sell stuff. How many of you have that perspective in your head instead of going, oh, how do I not help my friend? How do I not reach out? How do I keep it a secret? How do I see they have a need and not meet that need? It's just changing that perception. Instead of feeling like you're selling them something, or you're trying to get them to do something, really come from the perspective of, I have answers. I have an answer for that. And if they're talking about something, you're like, I don't know what the answer would be for that. You can literally say, listen, I have been doing all kinds of different stuff. Let me do a little bit of research. I might be able to find something for you. Took 2 seconds and you gave them hope. That's the name of my business, is A New Hope, because that's all I ever give people is hope. I give them hope. I don't know for sure what's going to happen. You know, when I had the stroke and the oils were put on me and all of the damage and everything that happened with me so quickly, blah, 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 blah. I don't know what will happen for somebody else with a stroke. I have no clue what will happen. None. But I can say, what if? What if this is what it did to me? What if this could help you? I don't know. What if I could find an answer for your baby girl for sleeping at nighttime? Would that be awesome? You want me to see what I can find out? That took 2 seconds. You're so busy because you're around human beings. Human beings are what we need to be able to build our business. Making sure you're setting those priorities, that's going to be a huge one for you. So the reason we make an excuse is a protective coating around us. And sometimes we start to really own that excuse. We're like, oh, this is my excuse. This is my pet excuse. I've got kids. Shannon, you don't know I've got kids. I just can't do this. I've got kids. Friend, that's an excuse. I've got kids should be, man, Shannon, I've got kids. I have to do this. I have to do this so that I can stay home and be a mama. I have to do this for my kids so I can keep them healthy. I have to do this for my kids so I can afford all the stuff that I want to give them. I want them to have their Ninja Red. I want them to have their Mighty Zyme and their Mighty Bites and their the Pro, the Sleep one. I want them to have all the things. I have to do this because we don't have the extra. I have to do this. Shannon, you don't understand. I have kids. Take them with you. Don't let your kids be your excuse. Don't put that on them. Don't put the reason why you can't do the things you know you ought to do. Don't you put that weight on your children. They can't be your excuse. They need to be your reason. Even with, I don't have time to exercise because I got kids. I don't have time. Psh, don't let that be your excuse. Let them be your reason. Let them exercise with you. You can lift their little bodies, and that can be the weights that you do. You can take them with you when you're talking to strangers. You can take them with you. My 4 kids, they were 6 to 14, somewhere around there. They were 7 to 14 when we got into Young Living. And they went to all of my one-on-ones, all of my big classes. They took people's information at the door. They handed out oils for me. They did all the things. I took them with me. And quite frankly, if I was at somebody's home that didn't like kids, they probably weren't the right fit for my team anyways. So because my kids were a big part of we were homeschoolers. They were a part of it. I didn't let them be the excuse why I couldn't. They were the excuse why I had to. I wanted to be able to supply for them. And I wanted to be the one to provide their winter boots and their coats instead of going to coats for kids. I wanted to be the one to be able to supply the needs for my kids. They were my reason. I didn't let them be my excuse. Don't say, well, I can't get sitters. You don't have to have a sitter. Take them with you. Let them be a part of that. I'm telling you, they glean so much. They get so much. And other people get so much from your kids being involved. That don't let them be your reason why you can't. Let them be the reason why you have to. Why this is a must in your book. Your health. Listen, we can own that excuse of, you know what? I say this, and I want you to understand the perspective. I am doing amazing. My health is so much better than it was. I've lost weight. I'm doing so much better right now than I have. So please don't take this the wrong way. I'm saying this is how people use it as an excuse. Shannon, I'm just too fat. I'm too overweight. People are going to look at me and they're never going to want what we do because I don't look like, a healthy person, or I have this health problem. I want you to know that I built this business overweight, from a wheelchair, with a beard, with so many health issues, chronic lymphocyte leukemia, multiple sclerosis. I had open heart surgery. You can't let that be your reason why you stop. Let that be your reason why you share. Find your answers. I take an inordinate amount of supplements because of all the stuff that I have. There's no way. We were making $11,000 to $13,000 a year when we came into Young Living. We were absolutely poverty level. There's no way I could afford just my Ninja Red habit. It's a habit, y'all. I am addicted hardcore to my Ninja Red. I couldn't afford my Ninja Red, let alone my oil addiction and all of the supplements that I take and all of the natural doctors and modalities that I do. I couldn't have afforded it if I didn't do it. I did it anyways. I never said I'm superior to anybody else in my health. I said, come with me, partner with me, journey with me. This is what I'm doing. This is what I've experienced so far. What if it worked for you? I partnered with people. I didn't, if there were people that didn't get in because of my health, I don't know who they were. Because you don't remember the people that don't get in. You remember the people that do get in, the people that continue spreading the message, the people that tell other people, the people that get excited with you, the people that use the products and have these life-altering things happen. Those are the stories you remember. I don't remember the ones that didn't. But I remember that. So I didn't let my health issues be the reason why I didn't The health issues is what I got in for in the beginning. That's what made me go, holy smokes, I can't believe this did this. I can't believe it's working. I can't believe how good I feel. And I didn't wait until I was 100%. I'm telling you, the one excuse that gets my goat is when somebody says, let me see how it works for me. To me, that is the most selfish excuse that somebody can ever use. You're like, I know I'm using my stuff and I'm feeling better. I know this is working, but let me see if it works long term. Let me see if I can get me all better, and then maybe I'll tell other people. Listen, I just find that to be one of the most selfish excuses ever. So telling your people, when I'm enrolling people and I'm sharing my oils and I'm doing my things, the phrase comes out all the time, and you've heard me say it, you got to tell other people. Here, use this peppermint. It's amazing. I'm telling you, can you feel that? Can you feel it open in your sinuses? Oh man, it gets so warm. And listen, you got to tell other people. Other people do not know about peppermint. Peppermint is amazing. Oh my gosh, try my lemon. Lemon is happy in a bottle. This is that thing. And you know, everybody needs a little bit of happy, right? Yeah, who do you know that needs a little bit of happy in your life, man? Who are you thinking about right now? I'm always putting that out there, that we've got to tell other people. Because here's where I think the core is. I think people don't know. I think people don't know that you're supposed to just share the amazing things and what's happening and all of those oils. And if we don't share it, people are never going to know. And the accidental side effect is you start building a business. I truly believe that's what it is. I think that's what happens, is people start using their products and no one told them, you got to tell other people. I have never said, not one time, not ever, do you want to build a business? Never. I've never said it to one single solitary person ever when I'm introducing them to oils. Never. I don't. Not in my follow-ups, nothing. I don't do that. Instead, I say, oh my gosh, who do you know? Who do you know that needs some of that lemon? Who do you know that needs some juice and some energy? Who do you know? I'm putting it out there. Who do you know? Who do you know? My sister, my mom, my aunt, my uncle. And it just becomes a part of what we do. And it overcomes so many different excuses because you're not asking them to build a business. The answer when you say, do you want to build a business? 9 times out of 10, maybe even more than that, is going to be, oh, no, I don't want to build a business. No, I just want to get this for myself. Why did you ask the question? You gave them an opportunity for a yes or a no. Now, that's a conversation you can have after they've shared with 3 or 4 people. Would you really like to do this so you can really start getting some checks coming in? Because they've already seen it's possible. But when you ask that in the beginning, that's not what they want. Right now, they're just loving these oils and they're willing to share it, right? Especially now that we can do a referral bonus. So they can actually share and get $25 for free product. And then that's an easy transition to say, did you want that as product credit? Or do you want to get that as cash? Because we can switch that out and get you as a brand partner. You can get that as cash and you can use it for whatever you want. Easy transitions, right? So I don't ask if they want to build a business. Some of the other excuses, so I'm looking at my little list, excuses that people get when they're sharing Young Living and they're not getting that yes. They're not getting to the point where they're wanting to grab their products, right? And some of them is, Shan, I don't have enough money. I don't have enough money. I can't do that. Listen, I want to take that excuse away from you right now. There's a couple of things that you can do. One, you have to really let them experience the product. This is your selling tool. What do you need to build this? You need oils. You need oils and you need your people to use enough oil so they feel something. So having them breathe that peppermint in and talk about what they're feeling. Breathe that peppermint. Isn't that great? You can smell that beautiful aroma. Can you smell that? And usually they're coughing. Feels so good. Rub it on your arms. Rub it on your neck. Do you feel that heating up? That is warming up. It's going through every single cell in your body. And it is the excitement. And this bottle right here has 250 drops in it. You were going to be able to do this 250 times, my friend. This right here, the products are what is going to seal the sale for you. It is the products. When the people feel amazing things, I carry all of the raindrop oils thrown in my bag. You know, the bag that I always have with me and my stuff. And if I'm talking to somebody and they've got anything going on, anything tight, man, I hand them each of those oils and I let them oil up. I want them to feel it. I want them to feel the warmth. I want them to feel those muscles relaxing. I want them to really get all those oils and goodness in there. And then we end it with Vicky Outfer. I still love her line. Let's get you some. let's get you some, let's get you some, let's get you some. It's so easy, let's get some for you. Because it's in that moment of excitement. People don't make a decision to order product logically. You don't buy a car with logic. You don't buy a house with logic. You buy it because you walked into that house and you're like, oh, this is the one. And you can visualize your kids playing in that room, and you can see you guys cooking in the kitchen, and you can see you guys all cuddled up in the living room, and you can see you guys having a barbecue in the backyard. You buy it with emotion, right? A house, a car, all the different things. You decide to go on a trip because of the emotion. That's where you're going to go, because you can visualize yourself on that trip. You can visualize your kids having so much fun, and what you're going to do when you get there, or you and your husband laying on the beach, or you meeting new friends on the cruise. It's all done on emotions. And it's the same thing with our oils. You have to talk to people confidently with your chin up. When people ask you how much, I'm telling you, when people say, well, how much is it? Or you've avoided saying the price, and you tip your chin down and you're like, well, and you change. You were all excited about the oils, everything was good, but you change your posture, you change your tone, you even tip your chin. The people automatically feel, they sense, ooh, something's sketchy. Ooh, this is going to be too much. So your posture, your mindset, your thought, listen, they can get one of our amazing kits from Thieves to Oils to Ninja for around $100 right now. That is a crazy great deal. They get so many parts and pieces, and you can say, we've got an amazing deal where you can get all of these for around $100. I got a coupon I'm going to give you. You're going to get a discount on it. Oh my gosh, you're going to love it so much. You have to be excited. You have to keep your chin up. I'm telling you, now you have to remember, when we started doing this was back in February of 2007. We were poverty. Everybody we knew were broke. We were some of the wealthier people we knew. We lived in Flint, Michigan. Like, it's just, that's what it is out here. So everybody we knew was on assistance of some kind. They just were. But everybody got a kit. Everybody. It was just, here, grab your kit, here, get your kit, here, let's get you. And almost everybody got a everyday oil kit, because that's what I knew, and a raindrop kit, because that's what I knew. That's it. So they got their everyday oil kit, which is what we had back then. And you didn't even get a diffuser back then. And they got that, and then on their essential rewards, loyalty rewards now, sorry, they got their raindrop kit. And it wasn't because they suddenly had a windfall of money. It's because they had hope. Hope will overcome all the things. My life had been so radically and dramatically changed that when I was talking to them, that hope poured all over them. And they had the hope that whatever it was that they were going through, whatever the reason was that we were oiling up, that it could be better. That what if it worked? I still to this day use the words, what if? Girl, I don't know what it will do for you. I don't know what it will do for your daughter. I don't know what it will do for your husband, but what if it worked? What if? Girl, just get some, let's try it. And you tell other people. People don't know. People do not know we're supposed to feel good. That has been my line from day one since 2007 till now. I use the same thing because it is hope. And in that hope, in that phrase, you got to tell other people. It keeps it going in depth. So the legs that I have these big long tendrils of people who have told people down. Now, does absolutely everybody tell people? No. Some of those people get in and drop off and never do another thing. It happens. It is just, it's not you. It's not that you did something wrong. It's just the way it is. But making sure that the people have that hope in the beginning, it will overcome that I don't have enough money. They won't even ask the question because they have the hope. It's the same reason why people will buy a house that they can't afford, because they have the hope. They had the vision. They could see it. When I'm talking to people and I say, when you get yours, you're going to take that oil and put it on your feet every single day. When you get yours, you're going to put your diffuser on every single day. You're going to want to get a diffuser for every single room in your house. Why do you think I walk them through those steps? I say those words because I want them to visualize a diffuser in every room in their house. I want them to see the Ninja Red sitting in the refrigerator and them getting that every single morning and pouring it for everybody in the house. At least everybody they like, because I want them to see the picture of it in there, because it's the emotions is what makes us make the choice. See, I know that they have been inundated with so much negative. They have so much garbage that they're hearing, that they're reading, that they're seeing every day, everywhere. My job is to fill them with a hope. Because what if? How many of us have seen those what ifs happen? Like life changed what if experiences, right? My job is to get them to, they don't see the excuses. I don't have enough money, not even back in the day, because the picture was bigger. But we do have options now. So if you're chit-chatting with someone like, I'm really tight, I just can't, Shannon, I love it, but I can't. That peppermint smells amazing. Girl, let's just get you some peppermint right now. Let's just start by getting you some peppermint. I'm telling you, because they can get peppermint for around $20, right? And they're a customer underneath you in your organization, and it's all good. They're already a part of it. So giving them that hope and the option. So the fact that we have got the kits that are around $100 with a coupon, y'all, it's such a great deal. So you can still, if you need to, you can transfer to just the one item. So you still have that option. There's still a customer. There's still, shoot, they can get a peppermint and a brand partner kit for $1, so they can start telling other people, so they can have the money to be able to get all the things. We have to be that answer. How about if they say, I have to ask my doctor? Or if these are so dead, why don't the doctor do some, right? Well, I'll tell you what the problem is. You were trying to be a doctor. We're not doctors. I'm not prescribing anything. We are talking about how this makes you feel, what can happen if, you're coming at this from prescribing for stuff. So like I said, if they've got a little one that isn't sleeping, oh my gosh, I can look, we've got some great oils that help people be able to get into that sleepy state. We've got a supplement that might be wonderful for her because it might help her get some sleep. Oh my gosh. So I'm not prescribing. I'm not saying, oh my gosh, you have XYZ? Let's look it up. These are exactly what you need, and this is going to cure what you have going on. That is not what we do, because here is the truth. We don't know what it will do for somebody. Everybody's body is different. Everybody's history is different. So I grew up in Flint, Michigan. We grew up right by the Flint River, and lots of toxins. Like seriously, I have a hair that is attacking me. My house had a gritty fill everywhere, and it's because all of the smoke from Buick, which was within view of where I lived, was all over everything. You could feel it. So I grew up in a very toxic environment. My school that I went to in grade school, literally the Flint River, which was just a cesspool of toxins back then, was by our playground. So I was surrounded in it. So it doesn't surprise me that I have had cancer, and that many of the people that I know have had cancer, and that all the sicknesses and all the issues, I grew up in a different environment. So maybe for you, using, I don't know, some oil is like, woo, it is all gone and you're better and you're suddenly 100 pounds, right? So maybe for you, XYZ would work, but for me, it's going to take a host of other things. I'm still in it. I've been in since 2007, and my body is still on that healing journey. It's still going through it, but this is a body that shouldn't even be here anymore. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, I know if it were not for the things that I have learned being in this health community, I wouldn't still be here today. So if you're having them say, well, I got to talk to my doctor, it's because you're making them think this replaces prescriptions, or this replaces surgery, or this replaces, and that's not who we are or what we do. You need to go back to the basics. You need to watch a bunch of the videos where I talk about the cardiovascular system, and there's some amazing things that you can do for the cardiovascular system to give it a little TLC, to give it some support. But that's not coming at this as a doctor. And when you hear and you see the way it's verbalized, it just gives people hope that they can give a little extra, a little something, and it's different. It will take that completely out of the picture. If you have people that are saying, if this stuff works so good, why aren't doctors doing it? It's, again, you're coming from the wrong perspective. And I'll tell you the biggest problem with it. First of all, it's illegal, and it's not necessarily true what you're telling people. The second one is it's not duplicatable. So just because you maybe know a whole lot more and you can take people through some steps because you know all the things, it's not duplicatable for a brand new person to tell somebody what they need to do for XYZ. So you're hurting yourself in so many different ways. So change that perspective. If you need some one-on-one on how to really get that going, or you guys want me to talk about that more, we can do that. Let me know in the comments and I will do that. If you're getting things like, I've talked to my spouse, I don't know, if they were like they're like, oh my gosh, I'm loving it. And then suddenly they're hedging backwards. It's probably because I love you, please don't be mad at me. It's probably because something you did or said making them think that it's not worth the price. So that little tip of the head and that little, well, the price, you don't have to get everything right now. You can just grab just a few little, and you changed, because what happened is they had your faith. They're like, this is going to be great. I'm super excited. And then you got to the dollar amount and it freaked you out. So your body posture changed and they seen it different. So one thing you can do that will totally change this is start the conversation. You can say things like, there's lots of different things that you can start over. There's all kinds of different things that you can grab that are going to be amazing for you. So like our Ninja Rod, we've got this great kit. It's around $100, and you're going to get Ninja Rod, and you're going to get these things called, do you see what I did there? So what I did is I threw the price out in the beginning of the conversation. So when I'm chatting with people, I will say, you've heard me say, peppermint's around $20. It's 250 drops. You're getting so many good things. We've got this great deep relief. It's around $40 for this. You're going to take it and rub it. Throw the prices out there. Now, you don't have to throw prices out there, but if you know the prices make you nervous and you're like, is this so expensive? Or you have that in your head that it's expensive, it's worth it, I use it, but it's expensive. If you feel that in any way, shape, or form, what your people are going to feel from you is it's not worth it. It's too expensive. It's sketchy, and they don't even know why. It's those imperceptible things that we pick up from people, and in that moment, because of your nervousness, you're putting it out there. So instead, start throwing the prices out in the beginning. You can say, we got 3 different amazing kits right now. They're our Make a Shift kit. So you're going to be able to choose from all of our cleaners. You're going to be able to choose from the juice we're going to talk about, or you can choose from our oils and get a diffuser, all for around $100. So you can pick whichever one you want. So it's and you throw that out in the very beginning. Then you can talk about your kits. Then you can go into it. Then you can share, because the price is already out there. And that person, they're like, okay, $100. If they're still nodding, they're still in agreement. They're like, oh, this is delightful. They're down. That price did not faze them one bit. So you're going to see that's going to change a lot of that for you. So get the price out there in the beginning. We also, you can, if you're like doing a big class with people, get out clipboards, put a paper application. You can find them on Shannon Hudson YL, and print out a paper application. And then I put, I'm a sticky note girl. You guys know that I use sticky notes for everything. They're all over my table right now. You can put sticky notes on there and say, okay, go ahead and fill out that top part, get your name, your phone number, your email, and then put a star next to the way that you like to be communicated. So if you want me to text you info or email you info, whichever one you want, highlight that, and then take notes on your sticky notes. So this is the size that I like to put on the application. Take notes as I'm talking. If there's something that you think of and you're like, oh, my Uncle Tom would love that, write down Uncle Tom, write down Bob, write down, and then write it down, peppermint, deep relief, whatever, so that when we're done, you remember who you were thinking of when I talked about a product. Now, what that does is a couple of things. One, that gets that all out there. We've got the prices of the kits are on the sheet, so they already see the prices. They've got a spot to keep track. We also have their contact information. So even if they don't get enrolled, I've got their name, I've got their phone number, I've got their email, I've got their contact info. Our page actually has their Facebook in there, so you could do, what's it called? Twitter, all the whatever social media you use, you can put it on there so you can get their info. So you've got a way to contact them afterwards. You also know their favorite way, but you've already said, as I'm talking, if I mention something that makes you think of your uncle or your sister, your brother, write it down. So it gets that out of the way right at the beginning. So you're not worried about having to say the price. They're not wondering, oh my God, is this going to cost me an arm and a leg? Because they can see the prices right there. So it's going to take a lot of that, I can't afford it, out of the page. But again, you can always go back to, just grab that peppermint. I know you love that peppermint. Let's just get you some peppermint and go from there. So you always have that you can come back to. So if you have people that I don't do MLMs, you know what? I don't do MLMs people. That's part of the reason I made my stalker wait so long before I would even check it out, because I hated that it was a sales thing, right? So if that is an issue for people, it's an issue. And then here's my favorite thing. When somebody says that, oh, I just really don't do MLMs. I hate them. Oh my gosh, me too. I was really annoyed when I wanted to buy my product, when I fell in love with Young Living, that it was an MLM. But I also know, and then I could go into, what do you love about MLMs? What do you love about this? I love that our company is owned by Mary Young, and that we don't owe anybody anything. That all of the advertising that is ordinarily used for big companies is thrown back to us. So I'm the advertiser. I get paid for advertising. I love that part of it, because then it puts the money in the pockets of the people you know, your friends, your sisters, your cousin, your brothers. I love that. I love that instead of it going to these big TV corporations, it's going to little people like me. I think that's amazing. So talk about it, and then use it. What is it that you really dislike about the MLMs? And when they say it, say, oh my gosh, I know, I agree. And then come back and tell what part of it turns you on. I agree. I understand. I get it. Because when we become in agreement with somebody, they don't feel like they're battling us. So if somebody says, I really just don't like MLMs. Oh, well, you should like MLMs, because now I'm becoming a combat. And we're fighting. And she's going to stand her ground and tell you why it's bad. But if instead I come in team with her, partner with her, you're right. I agree. Absolutely. This is what I loved about it. This is what changed it for me. This is what turned that switch and made me okay with it. These are the things. So, and that's with anything. If they say, my doctor said you can't use oils. Oh my goodness. What did your doctor say? What were you talking about that came up? What was the reason behind that? How do you feel about that? What do you think about natural? You just got to let people talk, and then come in alignment with them, and then tell them why it's been so great. Absolutely. There are a lot of horrible essential oils out there that are really just a chemical concoction. Who knows what's in there? I bet you that's some of the experience that your doctor has had. Oh, absolutely. Well, you can agree there's a difference in quality and type. Yeah, absolutely. See, you can agree. It's going in partnership with them instead of fighting with them. Oh, I don't know. I heard XYZ oil company is blah, 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 blah. Oh my gosh, where did you hear that? How long has that been your experience? Did you use that too? Is that where you've been? Is that what you've done? Oh, okay, I see. Well, let me tell you. Do you see the difference? I'm not arguing with them about XYZ company. I let them talk about it. And then this is how I wrap. Whatever other company, it doesn't matter what it is. And they say, well, I heard blah, blah, blah is better than blah, blah, blah. I go, oh my gosh, tell me why. What's been your experience? How long have you done that? What did you do? What have you used? What did you like? What didn't you like? Listen, I can't tell you anything about XYZ. I've never used their products, but I can tell you what's happened with me with Young Living. I can tell you why I'm so on board. I can tell you about our farms. I can tell you about the credibility. I can tell you about, we've been around for so long. Partnership. I come in partnership. I let them say their things. I don't try to fight or argue or dispute. I let them do them. What else? It's just snake oils, no belief, same thing. Your snake oils, that's hilarious. What brought you to that thought process? What makes you feel that way? What have you tried? What's been your experience? What are you already doing? How long has it worked for you? How long? I come in tandem. I just partner. I just chit chat. I heard. I don't like the smell or it gives me a headache. Oh my gosh, listen. The first oil I was ever introduced to, or you could say, I have a friend, first oil she was ever introduced to was oregano oil. Man, smelled like dirty socks. She couldn't stand it, but her life was so radically and dramatically changed, it made it worth it. Those headaches, listen, you're getting headaches, you drink some water, drink some more water, get that stuff moving out of you. A lot of times when you have that, releasing any of the built up that you got going on in your cells from all the garbage that were around, a lot of times that releases and you can feel it. Just drink some water and you should see some differences happening with that. I used to tell people, I give you a headache? Oh my gosh, I should charge you more because it's working so good. Just kind of joke with it and lighten the attitude. But what can we do for it? Throw some peppermint on your head, see if that helps to relieve some of that pressure. Just different things. I'm scared to try it. What if I do it wrong? Oh my gosh, there's no wrong way. There's no wrong way to do it. Don't put it in your eye. Don't put it in your ear. Don't put it in your nose. You can put these on. Use that V6. It's going to dilute it. You can always dilute them when you put them on. You can just use them as a diffuser if you want. You don't have to put them on topically. You don't have to eat them internally. You just do what you feel comfortable with. So it takes that fear factor away. And then there's what are the reasons why we don't share? We went over some of those. We don't share because honestly, when you look at all of the excuses, so here's all the ones that they said. I'm lazy. I really don't want to go do the work for it. Like I want it, but I'm lazy. I'd rather sit home and do XYZ or whatever. I've had a long day. I don't have a following on social media, so there's nobody following me. I wouldn't be able to do it on social media. I have no friends. The childcare thing. I don't know people. Those are all excuses. I'm really busy at work. Like I got a lot going on. I'm busy with life. We talked about the busy factors. I'm just busy in general. I'm afraid that people will think that I'm just all about the money. We talked a little bit about that one, but understand most of these excuses, most of them, I'm afraid what people will think about me, most of those come from pride. I'm afraid what people will think about me. I'm afraid they think I'm coming after their money. You're not coming from the perspective of what does my friend need? How can I help somebody else? You're worried what they're going to think about you. And that is that excuse that you're holding on to. Oh, my little baby excuse. And learning that, you know what? I'm just going to step out there. The worst somebody can say, the worst is, nah, I'm not interested. Nah, it's not for me. That's the worst. Nobody bites, nobody kicks, nobody anything. But if you say, hey, if I could find something to be able to help your daughter sleep through the night, would you be interested? Are you kidding? If I could sleep through the night, I would do pretty much anything to be able to sleep through the night. That's the answer. It's that perspective, finding out what they need, chit-chatting, talking, watching, listening. I don't have a following. Okay, so I have a lot of followers on social media, but almost everybody that's following is already in Young Living. So I've met you via because you're in my organization or somebody else's organization. So I get I don't have a following. So you don't have to create an online presence to build Young Living. Realize we've been around for 30 years. The whole internet build it, grow it thing has been 10 years. So for 20 years, Young Living was built person to person, friend to friend, at the table, in the living room, at the kitchen, at vendor fairs, at farmers markets, at all the places. That's where it came from, is person to person, friend to friend. Building online, although lots of people do it, and maybe you were enrolled online. I don't want to say anything negative, but the relationships, it's harder. It's harder to make the relationships online. It's harder to get people to duplicate and tell other people online because they think they have, okay, so you are out there and you've got 100,000 followers and you can get, 10% of those people to buy a kit. That's fantastic. Can you get those 10% of the people to turn around and tell other people? See, the vision of Young Living is Young Living essential oils in every home in the world. By being able to do the one-on-ones or at the table with 5 friends and say, you've got to tell other people have to know. People have to know we're supposed to feel good. People don't know we're supposed to feel good. People don't know we're supposed to be able to sleep through the night. People don't know they're supposed to have energy. People don't know they're supposed to. And we're able to do that so well in person. We're able to share things in person that it's just different. It's just different. So getting out there and finding people and plan on, if you're wanting to build this, stop making excuses on why you can't. Stop saying, well, I can't have people to my home because my home's not nice enough. Okay, forget your home. Don't do it in your home. Do it at Panera Bread. Meet with your friend at a coffee shop. Meet with somebody in the park. I love meeting with people at the park. It is outside. It is beautiful. We get to be around. Even in New York City, you've got Central Park right in the center. You can meet people there. Say, I'm going to be there at 2 o'clock. Grab your sister. We'll meet. We'll have coffee. We'll go to a park. Stop making excuses. Just stop giving reasons why you can't. Choose that once a week you're going to meet with somebody. Once a week you're going to meet with somebody. And I mean, once a week you're going to meet with somebody brand new and you're going to introduce them to the oils or the juice or the whatever it is that you're fascinated with Young Living. And you're going to share it with somebody. And that once a day when you are out, at least once a day, you're going to chat, mention it to somebody. So you're going to see somebody who's sleepy, and you're going to give them some Endoflex or Endogize. Be like, here, I'll wake you up. Put a couple drops on. You're going to talk to the waitress that is working her butt off, and you're going to let her have some peppermint to give her a little zoom. You're going to let her have little lemon. Make sure that you're just once a day at least. You're chatting with somebody, giving the opportunity, because that's how you're going to meet new people. It is an excuse to say, I can't, I don't have enough time. It is an excuse to say, I don't know enough people, because you can stop in anywhere and there's people. There are Walmarts everywhere. There are Rite Aids everywhere. There are Walgreens everywhere. And you can literally be like, oh, I didn't talk to anybody today. And you can pull into a parking lot and you can look around and you don't even have to go in the building. You can see somebody walking in and you can be like, here. And you can hand them a flyer for something you got going on this week. You've got a class going on. You've got something going on. And you can just literally go, ugh, and hand it to them and walk away. You at least did your one. So even on your worst, tired, busy, can't do it day, you can go in and you can see it. And I'm telling you, I've shared this with you a bazillion times. I'm going to share it one more time before we close today. My prayer when I am out there looking for new people and wanting to really expand my territory, I pray, Father God, draw to me the people that need this, the people that want this, the people that will duplicate this. Father God, open their ears so that they can hear. Because I feel it, that our ears have just been covered and we hear so much negative. Father God, help me to speak really simple, so that they can understand. And my prayer is that those people are drawn to me. So when I start speaking, I don't worry about it. I just start sharing. I just open my mouth, and I know that the right words are going to come for the right people. Because here's the thing, you cannot say the wrong thing to the right person, and you cannot say the right thing to the wrong person. So if you, on that one person that you talked with, they're not interested, that's okay. You kept your word to you, which is I'm going to talk to at least one person. At least one person. I'm going to sit down, talk to one a week, every single week, and I'm going to do that for the next 90 days. Or you know what? You can ramp it up. You can say, I'm going to talk to 10 people. I am going to talk to 10 people every single day, and I am just going to see what happens. If I really start just sprinkling that seed, and you will get better the more that you do. So we will chat more. We are literally, I'm on every Thursday, every Saturday, and every Tuesday, different subjects, different topics. You can go to Shannon Hudson YL to see my schedule, my agenda, my calendar, all the different things. So we'll be back on. We'll talk some more. God bless. Have a great day. Maybe.